All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin. I am your host, Tone Vays. Had a few more new thumbnails made just for, streaming here from the woods. And let's go to the charts. I have a really packed day today. I'm going to be doing a bunch of interviews with other channels, including Forklog, which is in Russian language. And also, like this, I guess LinkedIn is trying to compete with Spaces and Clubhouse. And I'll be on that as well at the top of the hour. I'll show you guys more info on that in a second. Anyway, let's go to the charts. Let's see what's going on. I usually like to take Sundays off. And what we saw, well, in the daily chart, well, let's go straight to the 4-hour chart. Normally, I start with higher level time frames and then go down. But whatever happened, we were sitting at a new swing high. This is when I was going to sleep pretty much. I wasn't really going to sleep, but yeah. So yeah, this is a midnight candle. So at around midnight, where I am, I'm in North Pennsylvania. Such a beautiful warm day today. It's awesome. Is today Sunday? No, I know today is Monday. I'm saying, but this happened yesterday, right? To me, it's like Sunday night is still Sunday. I know it's a Monday candle, but everything happened Sunday night. So Sunday night, I'm going to bed. The price is at an all-time high, not all-time high, a swing high for this downturn. We have not been at these prices since all the way back on June 22nd. That's 2 months. So we're at a 2-month high. And then I wake up this morning and boom. So immediately after I went to bed, the price dropped. So there's not much we can tell from the 4-hour chart. We can glance at the 1-hour chart to see if there was any indication of this, because the stock market futures would have started trading at 6 p.m. on Sunday. So that's not the cause. So what is the cause? It may have something to do with Ethereum. I think Ethereum is close to doing like some kind of a switch from proof of work to proof of stake. I honestly don't pay attention to that because I know Ethereum is stupid technology. So I don't really pay too much attention to that. But it's possible that something in that token or something in that unlicensed, unregistered security is better way to phrase it. Something happened there and it dragged Bitcoin down because it doesn't feel like it was going up too far too fast. I mean, it just broke. Nice consolidation. It made a new high. There wasn't really anything in the Bitcoin chart that would indicate a sell-off. I know the Mt. Gox coins are about to be released. I mean, we've been waiting on that for like 18 years. And but if they're smart, they're just going to sell it OTC. They're not going to sell it on the open market. China downgraded its currency. What? I don't know what that means. So let's go to our higher level charts. We'll take a step back and take a look at all the charts. So the monthly chart is coming up on an MRI buy with the Fibonacci charts. The last 2 times this chart hit an MRI buy, it was a beautiful buying opportunity. So I don't really see how this time will be different. And in about 2 weeks, we should get our MRI buy on the Fibonacci scale. Now, if we use regular candles, we have a monthly MRI buy for the first time in Bitcoin's history. We've always kind of somewhat avoided it. We just missed it here we had an MRI warning candle, but the MRI candle did not move below the candle of January 2015. So we never got that green candle, that green arrow. We only had the orange arrow. And in this market here, while we of course had the MRI top, calling it perfectly. Look how perfectly the MRI called the two historic tops of 2011 and then 2013. And then it missed by a single month in 2017. That is super impressive. And we had one more MRI top in December of 2020, but we did keep going past that. So this wasn't a great indication to short, but it was certainly not a bad indication to take profit, especially if you got in over here. I was screaming, this is the low. I was screaming the bear market's over. I was a little skeptical on this run up back in 2019, but the moment we bounced off of this $4,000 area, I was very, very bullish. Weekly chart. You know, the last time I did this video on Saturday, the weekly chart was looking great. The weekly chart is not that great right now. I would love to see this close as a green candle. I really want to see this close above 24,500. But now that we've made a new swing high at 25.2, what was the high? 25.2. I really want to see this close above 24,750. So I don't want to see a shadow at the top of the candle longer than the green body, or any body for that matter. And if we go red, it's going to be, you know, bigger than the body. So I want to see this go up and close as a green candle. We have a nice MRI count on the daily scale, and we have a few more the current week and a few more weeks to go. And I still think we are on pace to hit the next moving average at approximately $27,000 on the weekly scale. This is our bullish allocation. I don't see a reason why we should be scared of our 50% bullish allocation. I know it's not a nice looking candle. We still have a full day to go. I'm going to take a look at the traditional stock market and see what's going on there. I didn't think we were dropping hard this morning. There isn't any serious economic news coming out this week. And in general, August is the month that traders, take the month off. August is the least volume month. I remember there was one year where the stock market went ridiculously volatile. And that was in August, which is rare. August is usually the boring month for traders. Someone is saying the MRI on a 4-day silver and gold has been good. Sure, if it works for you, then just use it. My schedule real quick. I will be here in the woods until I go to Austin, Texas for BitLock Boom. After that, I will be in Latin America. I will post more info as to which countries. Maybe we can meet up. I'm thinking of going to Costa Rica, maybe Belize, but like the Belize airport, just like it's so hard to fly there directly from places where I'm going to be. So it makes it super tricky. And the Mexico event got moved to October. And since I will be in Dubai and Turkey, I will make it there. We might do emotions the weekend before as well. But this is going to be an awesome meetup in Panama. If you're close to Panama, if you're in Texas, if you're in Florida, very short flight, 2 hours. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then I'm off to Turkey for Traffic Summit. This is a digital marketing event. Check that out. You get a 30% discount. I should probably put 30% in the description. I'll add that. Discount code TONE gets you 30% off. You can click on these things and they will take you to their respective websites. So go ahead and check that out as well. Going back to Turkey. And last time I was in Turkey, it was impossible to get a taxi. Hopefully I have a better experience this time. And after that, October, I will spend a lot of time back in Dubai, and of course, the financial summit in Bali. Speaking of financial summit, there's the website. Please follow us on YouTube, trying to get to 1,000 subs. We will post more videos very soon. You can also follow us on Instagram and, of course, Twitter. Now, in about 20 minutes, if you go to my Twitter, in about 20 minutes, I will be speaking on LinkedIn. I've never done this before. There's already comments. And I will be doing some kind of a crypto OG panel. Let's see if I recognize a bunch of people. Looks like a lot of fun. Recognize Simon. Recognize a few others. Arena. So this looks like it'll be a lot of people joining us. Speakers. Oh, I think I have to like sign up as a speaker. I'll do that right after the show. But I will be speaking. Hey guys. I will be speaking. I didn't know you had to like sign up as a speaker ahead of time, but I will be a speaker here. So I'm gonna do that right after the show. I don't want to really figure it out right now how to do that. But I will. So that's happening at the top of the hour. So come and join us. Okay, daily chart. I don't like the fact that we are at this trend line again after not significantly moving higher. Okay. So I'm still bullish. I'm bullish off of this arrow. When do I start to get concerned? I really start to get concerned if Bitcoin on a daily level starts to close below $23,200. Well, let's just say below $23,000, because if it starts to do that, it's probably going below the moving average as well. I still think we are good to rally to the next moving average, which is dropping fairly quickly, right? So in about a week, that moving average is going to be sitting at $27,000, and that's a little bit low. I really want to see this thing make it all the way close to 30 in order to really solidify this low. I still think there is a 60-65% chance that this low is here to stay, and a 65% chance that this low will not be broken. Let's look at some traditional markets. No reason to look at that. Oil, man, I still need to catch up on my geopolitics. I'm still bullish on oil. I know there's a recession coming, but there's also huge geopolitical issues. US-China, US-Iran, and we'll see where it goes. I think the price of oil will go higher. We're gonna, actually, I'm gonna close that. I don't need it on this chart. Gold, not interesting. We've been skipping gold for now. The correlation between the stock market and Bitcoin. Once again, you can use the Arun, and it has been very, very good for both Bitcoin, where it crossed into a bullish trade right around here somewhere at Bitcoin 19,000 and remains very bullish today. And right here, also, we crossed below 25%. Below 20% is even better. Into the bullish case, you can see exactly which candle this was. This was S&P at 3,800 or 3,789. And we're still bullish. And today, the stock market looks pretty, it doesn't look bad. So this is, again, I'm a little surprised why Bitcoin is down so much today. I know it's only 1,000, but it's a lot. It's not always about the nominal price of the drop. It's also the shape of the candle. Look at this candle, okay? Look at this daily candle. The range on this candle from low to high is 5.5%. Let's say 5%, right? That's a bigger range than the candle before that, What about this one? Yep, that's bigger range than before that. What about this one? The range is a little bit smaller than this candle, but this is a straight drop from the high. This is a way more dangerous candle than this candle. Okay, so it's not always about the nominal amount. It's also about how that took place. Okay, so I am a little concerned over this candle. I'm very happy that the stock market's rising. I don't know how many gloom and doomers are screaming that the stock market is going to crash and we're all going to die. And when they're wrong, they're going to be super upset. And then they're going to, blame manipulation as to why they were wrong. The stock market did not crash because it's manipulated to the upside. But that's literally the job of the US government. That is literally the job. That is the job of the Federal Reserve. That is the job of the Treasury Department. That is the job of every senator, is to profit from a rising stock market. That is their job. Their job is to prevent the stock market from crashing. When they say like the number one job of the government is to prevent, economic downturns, is to prevent recessions. That's their job. I'm not saying they're good at their job, but that's their job. Their job is to prop up the economy, which in a way props up the stock market. So anyone that is upset that the stock market is being manipulated to the upside, they just aren't there with the reality that when you go short, you're going against everything that they're trying to do. So I am bullish in the stock market. I do think the stock market is going to go to a new all-time high, because if it doesn't, then the Democrats have no chance in the next elections. No matter how much, no matter how many fraudulent votes they create, they will not win the next election if the stock market is down. The only chance they have is a rising stock market plus cheating. That's the only way they can be reelected, because cheating alone will not do it if the stock market is down. So I expect the stock market to be at an all-time high going into the next presidential election, maybe even the midterms, which is in November. Is it possible for the stock market to be at an all-time high by November? It's going to be rough, but at the least, it should, challenge the prior swing high. And the prior swing high was at 4,550. And I think we will challenge that going into the midterms, which, gives Democrats a chance to retain power. Right now, we have the Senate, which is 50-50, the House, which is grossly Democrat, and of course, the presidential branch, which is grossly Democrat. And then you have the Supreme Court, which slightly leans Republican. But if in the midterms, the Democrats, win the Senate and the House, expect the Supreme Court to now have, 28 justices, with the rest of them being Democrat. Harry Dent is thinking TLT is going to 190. I like Harry Dent. I've met Harry Dent. I've attended one of his presentations. It was in Brisbane, Australia. It was just so random. I happened to be there at the same time as him, and someone said, "Hey, Tone, did you know Harry Dent's in town?" And they're doing it was like this. Anyway, I don't have time to get into it, but he was. Anyway, I saw a presentation of this. What is this? This is the Ukrainian currency, which is not interesting. Though it is actually interesting, but it's going into hyperinflation. US dollar is gonna go to an all-time high, guys. The US dollar will go to an all-time high. I believe the US dollar will break 120. That is not the all-time high. I stand corrected. The all-time high in the US dollar is 165. And that happened in 1985. And see, this is tricky. You see, the US dollar can't really get here unless the euro crashes to 0.7. versus the dollar. And while I do think the euro will crash to 0.7 against the dollar, I also think the euro will break up and there will be no euro. So the way this indicator is comprised is going to be tricky. If they add the Russian ruble into this calculation, then the US dollar will not go to an all-time high, because I think the Russian ruble will continue to appreciate against the US dollar. I really need to start that political channel. It does tie into finance, but it really depends what happens when the euro breaks up, because remember, 65% of this in the index is the dollar-euro pair. And if the euro implodes, what happens to the DXY mathematical formula? I don't know. But the dollar will strengthen. That's my view on the situation. We're going to take a peek at the Russian currency. We'll see how it opened. And the Turkish currency, since I'm going to Turkey again for the second time this year. Oh, look at that. So Turkish Lira is at an MRI, second consecutive top. Now, I really think that Turkey is going to figure something out and stop this ridiculous drop in their currency. A very controversial statement about to happen. The best way for I think the best way for the Turkish economic system to stop the bleeding of their currency against the dollar is to align with the BRICS. I think that would be the best move for Turkey, is to align with the BRICS. It's not going to be a very popular choice, but if they align economically with Russia, China, Brazil, South Africa, India, especially India, if they start aligning with those countries better, try to solve their problem in Syria, somehow start peace talks with Iran over there, be on good terms, and good terms with the Middle East, that could significantly benefit them. And I think Turkey will be the first country to tell NATO that they're out. Turkey was one of the first countries to get into NATO, and I think Turkey will be one of the first countries to get out of NATO. And that, I think it'll be hard. The US will probably throw sanctions on Turkey, but Turkey is so geographically important that if they properly align with the BRICS, they would be fine. Have you seen Michael Burry's tweet on the average bull trap during recessions being a 30% rally? I have not. Let's see. Well, if it's a 30% rally, then we have a long way to go now, don't we? That is 30%. And you know what I say about double tops? You know what I say about double tops, guys? I mean, I think what he meant was not an. I think what he meant was a 30% Fibonacci counter rally. So if we throw Fibonacci's on this, right? So here's Fibonacci's. So we've already gone beyond 38%. Oh, this is actually good. Shoot. I'm going to drop this line here. So here's our Fibonacci. I'm going to cherry pick the very top, and I'm going to cherry pick the very bottom. We have our 38% Fibonacci retracement, which is the most likely area to turn back down. And we've already broken the 50%. And the only thing that's remaining is the 62%. And I don't consider 62% all that critical. To me, once you retrace 62%, there's a slightly higher probability that you will keep going higher to break the all-time high. So just the mere fact that we broke the 38% is critical. Now, you can prove me wrong immediately right here, right? You can see how we got rejected right at 62%. So I'm not saying, and I knew that would happen too. I had a feeling that when I put it here, it'll be right at 62%. Now, it's still a pretty significant area to keep an eye on, but generally, For me, it's the 38% that's most critical. Once you get past 38, you can keep going. But we did, reverse off of 61, 62, and you keep an eye on that. That's going to be a critical line right there. I don't care about a rising wedge. You've never once seen me talk about a wedge. I don't trade with wedges. To me, wedges have two, look, I can mess around with a trend line all day long, right? Hey, here's a trend line, and then things change. And I'm like, hey, here's a trend line. I'm gonna cherry pick. Let's do the tops, or like there's just so much ambiguity in a trend line. Now, there's very little ambiguity in a horizontal line. Once you draw a horizontal line, there's very little you can do to fudge with that. That's a horizontal line. You can hold a shift key and draw a horizontal line. You can't really fudge with that. This is why I like triangles. I like descending and ascending triangles, because one of the lines is horizontal, and having a horizontal line means you can't fudge it. When you draw a wedge, there's too much fudginess. You have two lines that you can constantly move around on different angles. I don't like to trade using wedges. I don't care about wedges. That's my personal style. You don't have to trade like Tone's personal style. Hey, I have to jump in this OG LinkedIn thing, and I've never done it before. So guys, I gotta go. Please follow me everywhere, but especially please follow the Financial Summit. We have one coming up in Bali, and it's going to be incredible. All right, guys, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on